black mothers, I understand your overall concern, this quote unquote, concern for your sons, your overall love and concern for your son with safety. But if your overall concern and protection for him is compromising his manhood, then you're wrong.
You're dead wrong.
You can't compromise his manhood. So off the rip, your child got to know that, hey man, I'm born, nigga, you born in war. I don't care what nobody else told you. I don't care nothing about what the hit. And when you go and do your own research, unlearn, and then you start researching so that you can learn some new, you can relearn and teach yourself.
Yeah.
You gonna see that you born with a deck stacked against you.
Look, country boy, but I talk like them city niggas. I might just book ass a flight just to say I did it. I might just fuck ass tonight just to say I hit it. I'm probably faded off of and 3 cups of liquor. I'm seeing double or probably fat. She really got a sister. You call it love, I call it fucking with you. I mix designer with the drugs, it got me talking different. This on my hand man, that pot had junkies lined to get it. I'm speeding off these tinted windows, got a hiding in it. I'm trying to take you out the city, not around the city. She cute as fuck, and it's just something about the way she
do what they
my
do.
after hours full of nights that can't nobody mention.
The main man, the great debater. Got my boy Root here with me. Got Pitt.
Yes, sir.
Y'all want to argue podcast. So today, when we left the last episode, we was letting you know that we was going to talk about ourselves, give you a little history on, you know, what we are, who we are, where we come from, what we're about, what we stand on. From there, pass it to my main man, Pitt.
Well, you know, all of us born and raised 1887, Inglewood, Florida. I think all of us met each other. I don't even remember how old we were when we met. But we don't really watch each other grow from knee-high to grasshoppers and beyond. And from physically, spiritually, mentally.
Yeah.
Like, we don't watch each other grow. So, and we don't, like, where we come from, all us don't been through the same type struggles and the same type hustles to get out of struggles.
Same thing these little YNs going through.
Yeah, but our thing was, I think it was a little more different than theirs.
What you mean?
We worked as a team.
Would you say that's the biggest difference?
It wasn't no greed. Like, it was everybody ate together. It wasn't no one, you know what I'm saying? You know how people like it, like the YNs, they just want that one top dog and he got all his guns.
Yeah.
With us, you didn't know who. At sometimes you couldn't tell who was.
You know who was the man.
Yeah.
I would think that in our era, our generation, because we over them, in our era, making money wasn't something that made you. It had to be, is you a real nigga or not? And it really didn't matter if you made $10,000 a day, $1,000 a day, $200 a day. If you stood on business, you was respected.
We're gonna get back to that.
Okay.
Going somewhere, we're gonna get back. But who we are, who I am, where I'm from, Sean Pittman, 1887, Inglewood, Florida. Growed up with these brothers here. And when I say growed up, I really mean we don't grew up together. And I don't take that for granted. I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? And just to know where we come from, and where we headed, like the impact that we able to make now because of the stuff we done been through together and what we finna start sharing, because people don't really get to hear this side. They be thinking people really escape with, oh, the nigga got out the game with that. Yeah. It wasn't even like that. All of us had 3 different ways that we got out. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, you know, like, you went state, you went fed. I was blessed not to go nowhere, but I still went somewhere with both of y'all.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You didn't.
And y'all went somewhere with me. Because it was like stuff that y'all was able to teach me from what y'all positions. Show helped me stay
out
the motherfucker.
Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it'd be on both ends. So we gonna go to high. We grew up under what we thought was the G code. You know what I'm saying? That was all we knew about G code. You know what I'm saying? And we still have a G code, but we don't learn how to turn that internally to that G code.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
the real G code.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real G code.
I ain't never been up the road. I done been to jail a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But by the grace of God, I ain't no convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? I don't not name that is, because I got plenty of family brothers sisters that are, and we ain't letting that stop no show. You know what I'm saying? So blessed to have a family, married to my wife for 22 years. You know what I'm saying? Finna celebrate 30 together.
Yeah.
This is who I am. I ain't the same old pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
For y'all don't know, when he say up the road, he mean prison.
Yeah.
In some places they don't use it.
Oh yeah.
Florida thing?
Yeah, because up north they say
up north.
Yeah, they say you go. Yeah, they say you go up north.
That's why I say is that a Florida thing when you say up the road.
He got probably so.
Yeah.
So that's up the road. Me, I'm J Roop 1887, man. You know, I rep 1887 hard. Everybody know that. That know me. You know what I'm saying? But same way, 1887, I've been through a lot. And I'm here basically just to show the journey of where I'm going today and how I get to this point. But like we took different roads, and for me, things, you know, it was rocky, man. I come from a rocky background. Actually, I'm born in Chocolate City. Anybody know Chocolate City? That's CC. That's where I'm born at. You know what I'm saying? I represent 1887. You know what I'm saying? Chocolate City is CC, Winter Park. That's in Winter Park. But it's Eatonville. If you walk to school through the woods.
We just had this talk.
CC, you walk to Hungerford.
You Eatonville. You 1887.
I'm trying to tell you. I walked to Hungerford, but I was born in CC.
In Winterville.
Yeah, that's the Winterville cut. You can't get no more Winterville than CC.
You said Winterville?
Yeah.
It's a direct split, basically, between the people that grew up in them projects is from Winter Park and Eatonville.
Winterville, man.
But that ain't to exclude the Parker, Sanford, and all our other homies friends out there, but we know majority of the people was from Winter Park, between Winter Park and Eatonville.
Yeah. It was all tied in.
Right. I was born there, and I walked to Hungerford Elementary through the path.
We walked.
Yeah, we walked to Hungerford.
Hungerford Elementary.
But I was mad. You know, I walked through there from kindergarten, first and second grade. It was time for third grade. Mama had done booked me. My heart was already cemented in Eatonville, so that ain't changed to this day. I'm 47 years old. That ain't changed.
Yeah.
It ain't changed.
So let me ask you this. You went up the road. How long did you stay up the road? How long?
21 years.
How old were you when you went up the road?
21.
21. So from 21, you did 21 years.
Yeah.
Came home at 42.
Split half, basically. Half and half. Came home 42. 21 and 21, basically.
Brother in his 20s and 30s.
Yeah. So the reason that I talk so, you know, positive is because of the things that I went through. So I witnessed a tragic situation as a child with my parents. And I feel like my father ain't had nobody to talk to when he was going through certain things, mentally and mental health and things of that nature.
Yeah.
He needed somebody to be able to talk to. And I think things would have turned out different for me, my siblings, and everybody that was connected to us would have been a different turnout, even for him. So having people to talk to and having a positive outlook, I just feel like the black man and woman in America, we lacking that, and we need that more so than being able to just have to go to counseling. You need to just be able to go anywhere and get some positivity. You know what I'm saying? To help us. So that's why I talk so positive, because I feel like, man, I don't want nobody to go through what I went through. I'd rather be a positive voice, a positive outlook to date to help people move in a positive way, in a positive manner. That's how I'd rather move.
Yeah.
So that's why I see it and talk so positive and try to keep a level head. You know what I'm saying? Because we lacking that. I don't need no help being negative. You? Who need help being negative? Because everything around you, majority of it is negative. So if the majority of everything around you negative, then it's easy to be negative. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to need some assistance. You need help being positive because everything around you not positive. So to go against the grain of anything, you're going to need some help. So I try to be an outlet of help for people. Period. That's just me, man. But this J. Roop 1887. Pass the mic to Brown.
All right. So in the streets, I was known as Brown Eyes. With my family, though, they know me as Sean. So if you know me as Sean, I mean, you know me since diapers, basically. Far as with me, like J. Root, I went to prison as well. Root went to state. I end up going to feds. So when I got locked up, I was 23. When I got out, I was 37. So the reason why, like Root said, why he speak positive, reason why I'm seeking positive is on the fact that a lot of these youngsters, they don't really know when you go up that road, that's a whole different world. I'm talking about a whole different world. And the rules that they apply out here, that shit don't have no bearings in there. That shit don't even exist. And then the hardship that I seen what it put on my family. So my oldest son he just turned 3 when I went to prison. The youngest son, Abdul, he was still in the stomach. So that left the wife, which was then the girlfriend, on her own. And she was, if I'm 23, she was just turning 21. So she was actually 20 when I got locked up. And I'm looking at all the people that died. My sister died. I was on the phone with my sister in prison when she died. I'm talking about literally talking to her on the phone. And she took her last breath while I'm on the phone with her. 20 days later, my cousin Tangi died. A year before that, my cousin Wanda, Baldy White, my uncle, my auntie Doretha. So I'm looking at all this turmoil that was going on the family. And when I was home, because of the money I was making, I was able to really help a lot of family members. And that the young people, they don't really understand when you go to prison, it ain't just you doing the bid. Like you were saying, when we got locked up because of how close we were, now you ain't got your homeboys with you who you really trust, who you really have a bond with.
Yeah.
And that part, I think that they don't really grasp when they out here doing stuff. None of it is right, but at the same time, it's still a right way to do it, if that makes sense.
You know what you're saying?
Yeah.
It ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I know when I was in prison, I ended up getting 16 years. I played out the 16 years though. And the crazy part is when I got arrested in the feds, I had what they call a criminal complaint, meaning they didn't even know who I was. I didn't have no indictment when they grabbed me. It just was a dude talking about he knew me and I ain't have no dealings with him. So when I got locked up, they didn't have any evidence on me. They didn't have any phone taps, any surveillances or nothing because they didn't even know I existed. So like I said, I end up playing out to the 16 on something that really, if I would have went to trial, they would have gave me like 38, 36, which is crazy. So that's what fucks with me a lot because I'm like, these youngsters is out here moving and don't really know the rules to what they involved in. They let the music and influence them to think that's how it's moving and not understanding, no, that shit don't apply when them crackers get them handcuffs on. It's a whole different story when they get them cuffs on.
So your purpose for saying that about the youngsters is to help them.
It's to
give
help
some
them.
type of instruction
Exactly.
that's for the betterment of their future.
Exactly. Because my
but
thing,
not the control.
no, not to control them. No, because I can't control them and I can't judge them because we talk all the time. We used to do a lot of dumb shit too when we were young. So I can't be like, oh man, these dumbass just. No, if they had a different way of looking at it, a different way of approaching it, some might buck it and some gonna be like, okay, yeah, I can move that way. So that's my purpose, to try to keep these jits from getting in that system. Because once you get in that system, it can go either way.
How you handle the ones who you say some of them you could teach, and some of them would be like, nah, I'm gonna keep. Well, how do you handle those? Because you don't just throw them to the wild.
No, we're not gonna throw them to the wild.
So at what point do you say, all right, this what it's gonna be, or man, I'm just gonna wash my hands with you?
I'm never gonna wipe my hands with them. No, I keep giving them the game and just pray that it eventually at some point click up here before they click like this. That's how I would do it.
Yeah. And I would say probably one of the reasons that I wouldn't just wash my hands, even though I might say some shit like that. I'm done. I ain't fucking with it no more. I'm washing my hands. I'm not fucking with it no more. Done. He's done. Let him figure it out. And I'm just talking.
So you're just gonna be done for a season.
Yeah, definitely a season.
And then,
because I say that because this same person gonna end up with children.
Exactly.
He gonna end up having to teach. She gonna end up having to teach somebody. They gonna end up having to represent and help somebody.
Right.
So I can't just give up, regardless of what I say. There's frustration to make you say some things. You know, I could be frustrated with it. And I'm done, man. I ain't talking to Jit no more. And I don't mean that.
Well, let me add this. Now, what I won't do is put myself in a position where I'm going to crash out by this Jit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
Right.
That's what you was getting to?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely, we ain't crashing out.
Because the Jits will make you do it. So before you allow one of them to make you do it, I feel like
yeah.
You can wash your hands.
Yeah, I cut off then. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
See, even for most part in that situation, because I don't know, I don't experience a lot of disrespect from the youth. So, and if correction happened, they can accept correction. I can't say the youth really pushed me to that point. And a lot of the things that they go through is isolated and they know what they got going on amongst them. You know what I'm saying? But for me, they ain't bringing it to me. You know what I'm saying? They'll keep it to themselves. They can isolate they issues, you know what I'm saying, and handle it on their own, but they don't just bring it to me. You know what I'm saying? In terms of saying this is just that'll make you take something to another level. Personally, I think that be your inner self. Like, the younger you spring in your mind sometime and be like, let me show them I can get on this too.
But that's why,
you know what I'm saying? I can get on this too.
But I was speaking on something different.
That's why it's all tuned into one. It's tied into one.
Yeah, because what I'm not going through it with no,
both. Yeah, I wasn't speaking of going through it. Like, no, yeah. You know when I say crash out, I should have been more specific. When I'm saying crash out, meaning I allow their actions to bring harm to my family.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning their associations to bring some people. Bullshit for me, to my wife and my kids.
Yeah. For me, that's people. That's people in general.
All of that tie into one. And it's spending time in what
I'm not letting nobody bring their damage of their problems or cause harm to me and my family. That's people.
But
for me.
I want to say that because he asked specifically about the YNs. Yeah, that's the only reason why I was saying that. Let me ask y'all this. when we was in the streets, do you think we was being misled?
Yes, heavily.
In some aspect.
But we was being misled, but we was the ones who caught on and was like, no, we ain't finna go down this road that they want us to go down. We finna and take an exit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they plan for us was they finna keep chasing these bags. They finna stay on these highways. They finna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when certain things started happening, for instance, like in the music, when they saw the music shifting to like, oh dang, these niggas ain't rapping about ass and titties no more. They talking about, what can I do? What can I do to get out the game? What can I do? They rapping about power and unity.
Yeah.
We got to get these niggas off the radio.
That's why I say it's some aspect.
Here come bling bling.
So what aspects would you say some aspects?
The whole idea of running up to a car and put your head in the window.
You forgot locking the elbows. Yeah. So nigga can't snatch you to get the sale.
So this is sale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't never had to shouldn't have had to chase a car. You know what I'm saying? But when I do look back and I say, okay, well look, here go my big brother and them, they got a movement called Unity. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's a token that we needed at the time.
Yeah.
Especially being and representing the oldest black town in America, which is Edenville, Florida.
UNITY.
Incorporated into the United States government. So, and we represent unity. That's a token we needed. At the same, another thing, when I say it was just good things, let's say, I can't quote the year. I don't remember the year, but I know we were young in the streets. And them same dudes were sending us to a Muslim mosque. Our street, big homies.
Oh, I can tell you what year that was.
Gore in the trail.
92, 93.
Making us go in and get this information.
Yeah.
We had big homies that was on the corner with bean pies.
That's right.
I can tell you what year that was.
That helped me evolve. That was part of my transformation to evolve to
they were teaching us about our history.
Right, we were learning history. We was learning
about down. Ain't no selling dope right now.
That's how I end up becoming Louis Farrakhan. Al Ski and them had the final calls from Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad on the corner, right up by Hero.
Yeah.
Mixie.
Selling the fish
and the juices.
So that's how, when me, today, being a Yahweh, today, that was all part of the process. And it was tools and nuggets that I picked up in my youth from big homies that shared light, that forced certain things on us as young dudes in the streets. So,
bro, we was going in there, I bullshit you not, we was going in there at least 15, 20 deep. Right. Easily. The whole, everybody, y'all out here, y'all serving, man, pack that shit up. Let's go. We're going to learn. But I'm going to tell you why we was receptive to that. When we was in the streets, bro, we used to read. We read books while we was still out there hustling.
Yeah.
I'm talking about plenty books. Books on business, books on self-help, books on religion.
We wanted knowledge.
That was another thing as far as Eatonville, 1887, because Orlando was, they different than what we were. Whether it's good or bad, they was different. In our communities, in our hood, if you ain't uphill is what niggas be like, okay, he on this square. We should say he good peoples. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
He good peoples. Good peoples was a nigga on his square. A nigga ain't out here just trying to sell dope to buy no tennis shoes, to get no car fixed, to get no gold in your mouth. It was you serving, you trying to get this money because you already got a plan to do this. Business-wise. Your brother and them had the goddamn record company.
Right.
I don't even know who had a record company in Orange County before that.
These people had record companies, I'm sure, but the style of music changed when they came. So kudos to the style of music because we know Florida part of the state, so we were part of it. And a lot of the music, what they call booty music, you had two musics that was dominating. It was bass and booty, which was club music. So we're going to party off of it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like the party music of that time. But the Unity Records, what my brother and them had going on was bringing about a shift, and it was bringing about a consciousness in the music. So if we go back and listen to any of the music, and I'm talking about 93, 94, 95, you know what I'm saying, Evil, Florida, we making this music that was conscious, reality. Sick Emoji came in the 90s from the YGO. Yeah. So it was music that we was making that was making a shift in the music scene, definitely in the Central Florida area.
Yeah,
you know I'm saying? So I'm parenting some things. I ain't talking about the 2000s. I'm talking about 8-9 years before 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so 1990s, last century, last millennium.
I got two questions for y'all too.
Hold on. Before you ask the questions, so we don't bottom in about who we are, where we come from, and where we at now.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that, it was important for us to unlearn and relearn each other. It was important for y'all as well as us to unlearn and relearn individuals amongst us, our peers.
Family members.
Yeah, family members, friends, and significant others. We got to continue to unlearn and relearn them daily. And vice versa, even as you grow in age, because things change physically, spiritually, and mentally. It be certain hobbies or things that you might have been into 10 years ago that you're not into no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might be certain things you and your old lady was into 5 years ago that y'all ain't into that no more. You know what I'm saying? Or did like your body might change. It might be like you might not perform the way you performed 5 years ago. It might make somebody say, where the hell you gonna be? Like, shit, I ain't been nowhere. Shit, I don't got a little older. But you have to unlearn and relearn each other like that for real, daily, bruh.
So let me ask y'all, so would you say that's learning and unlearning, or would you say that's adapting to change?
A little bit of both, but it's more unlearning and relearning, because when you unlearn and relearn something.
So what would you say you unlearning? If you have to unlearn first, right? And then you have to learn.
Like, so, I thought this what you like, but now I realize you don't even like this no more.
Okay.
So, and vice versa. She might say, well, you used to like this, but now you don't.
So we speaking from this aspect, we speaking from
that's your relationship.
His woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now with friends, it might be somebody who used to be known as always running games, scamming. That's who we learned them to be. But now they on some good shit. But it's because we ain't took the chance to unlearn who they was and relearn who they are now, because they might have don't learn from their fuck ups or mistakes. We won't even give them the fucking chance to be on some good shit. Because we holding that against, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even took the chance to relearn who they are now.
If it ain't worth it, then we probably not
say that.
It's always worth it, because everybody granted that, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody granted mercy.
Right.
Who am I not to give grace and mercy when I beg for it every day?
Are we speaking on somebody that we talking about you're gonna bring within your circle?
It don't matter if you go bring them in your circle, if you go do business with them, even if you just gonna speak to them. It might be somebody who, bro, I don't even speak to everybody, bro, and it be just for different reasons.
Okay,
you feel me? So I can't just be walking around like that. I have to check myself.
Okay, I can see the learning and unlearning on the strength that, people evolve. So as things grow, we grow.
Or they should anyway.
Yeah, it should. Some might digress. But as we grow older, as we grow and mature, so things gonna change. So in a relationship, things change. Friendships, people change. So, and if we change, like, you can't come at me the same way you did in 1999 or 2010 or 2015, and it's 2025. You can't come at me the same way. And I'm not going to even come at a person the same way because I ain't seen you. So I'm not going to come at you the same way. So I got to relearn you
But
we ain't
got
seen
some
each other
people
in a
that
while,
still
and we
will
come back
come
to
at you
contact.
like that. Bro, I got a call from an individual and all the I remember,
But not in the. It's
also
also.
boy, remember you and
I
Bud,
want
all that.
adapting the change.
You
Like,
making this call based on who I used to be. I'm like, I ain't even this person no more, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even fuck with that version of Pitt.
So the people that do that, for me, that's people that ain't took time to look inside themselves. So the people that come at you and ain't seen you and they come at you the same way they last remember you, they couldn't have looked at themselves because they can't be the same person totally that they was 10 years ago or when the last time y'all came across each other. It's some changes in their lives that's not the same. And if people do that,
yeah,
that's showing that you ain't looked inside yourself.
So when you
accept the change,
what would you say if I ask, okay, cause we talking about people changing, right? And you giving them grace,
unlearning and
for the learning, yeah. So we saying that they used to be this way, but now they're a different person.
Yeah.
So
and it could be the flip side. It could be somebody that was known for doing good shit
and not do dumb.
And now they on some dumb shit. Because I bruh, I be feeling like I done been guilty of that. Like giving the nigga a chance because he was known for on being on his square. And now you on some fuck shit. So, but I took a chance with you because I ain't take the chance to unlearn and relearn if you was still on good shit or if you was on fuck shit.
So in relationships, I want to ask, how would you go about learning and unlearning, or unlearning and learning, or adapting to change inside of a relationship when you done been with a person X amount of time, and that maybe this time you might be like, man, is this over? Or has this ran its course? So, and the change might be necessary, or adapting to the relearning is necessary. And you see this. What are some ways that will help a person gain that or be able to make that move to relearn a person?
Communication.
Boy, yes, sir. Communication, boy. Guilty like a motherfucker,
but in order for communication to have a profound effect on it, both people have to have that comfort zone to where I can say to you what I want to say to you, and whether your feelings are hurt or not, you're not gonna hold that against me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like with us, it's times y'all done told me, no, bro, you were dead ass wrong. No, that's some bullshit right there. And because I didn't like what you said, I love that you said it. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all have the ability to tell me, bro, you on some bullshit. If I'm on some bullshit. So with the communication, it has to be, I can say what I want to say to you because we have this relationship to where it ain't me being disrespectful because you don't like what I'm saying, but I'm actually being respectful because I'm telling you and not letting you fall off that motherfucking cliff. So they have to be able to say what they want to say.
And that's how it go with friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friends and significant others. Cause even with the friendships, like I can't talk to no dude who he just want to be the only one to talk. You know what I'm saying? If we got an issue and you know what I'm saying, like I'm gonna talk to you. But if I'm trying to talk to you and you just stuck on what you stuck on,
yeah,
I'm gonna just let you be stuck on that. If you gonna feel however you feel about it. So be it, bro.
So in the idea of unlearning and relearning again, then would it where would accountability playing with accountability and being able to accept constructive criticism and accept correction, all that has to play a part.
That's a must.
Yeah. You gotta be able to do
must.
it. You gotta be able to, yeah.
It's a must.
And it gotta be both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a must. It's a must.
Because people gonna have relationship troubles and problems. So let it be known that this approach is not gonna make things perfect, but it'll keep you growing together. It'll keep you thriving.
Now, emotions will keep somebody from wanting to relearn someone.
Uh-oh.
Do tell.
So who?
Do
most
tell.
what we know, from the relationship standpoint, women gonna be more prone to be emotional about.
Sometimes.
No, more prone. Most likely, they're gonna be more prone to be emotional.
All right, we just finished part 1 of a 3-part series. We will see y'all next week on the Y'all Wanna Argue podcast. Y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe.